This week on Project Superhuman, I'm gonna do what many people believe it's impossible. I'm gonna train myself to sense energy and predict the future. For example, this is Ace of Hearts. Okay, probably I have a lot of work to do, but what will happen after 7 days working with an intuition coach that will help me unleash my energy sensing abilities from within? Will I still be guessing? Or will something deeper awaken? Let's find out. Energy is all around us. It's in every thought you think, every action you do, every place you visit. Everything has energy. We are all connected by this invisible force, and more often than not, it has a lot deeper wisdom and knowledge than what our logical mind can perceive. That's why we need something else, a different tool in order to perceive this pool of information. We need to use our hearts. We need to use our emotions. Our being always communicates with us. The problem is, our emotional body is too dirty. A lot of us don't have any emotional hygiene. All the emotions you pick up during the day, every day, just like small particles of dirt, they are attached on your emotional body. And unless you clean your emotional body, you cannot sense energy around you clearly. Okay, so think of it like having a radar, a magical radar, and it's always telling you the right direction. However, this radar is polluted with a lot of fake noise. It doesn't mean that the radar is broken, it just means that there is a lot of distraction. In order for you to pick up the right signal, you need to clear up this noise so the right signal can be left. How to do this? Emotional hygiene. Just like we have a physical hygiene, we are cleaning our bodies every day, we need to have emotional hygiene. We need to clean our emotional body daily or weekly. Now, what is your energy body? Your energy body is consisted of all the emotions you're feeling and all the emotions that are pending, unprocessed for you to feel them. These are emotions like stress, anger. You walk by, a car honks, you get stressed, you go to work, you get angry, you come home, you are tired. All of these emotions, most of us are not processing. We are either numbing ourselves or escaping from ourselves and escaping reality in playing video games, watching movies, scrolling social media. All of these things can be an escape from yourself and reality. And what happens is your emotional body remains dirty. And because your emotional body is dirty, you cannot really pick up on the right signals from your radar. We all know what is intuition. We all had instances in our life when our intuition showed up and it was right. It was too strong to ignore. However, what if I tell you that you can sense this intuition on demand if you clean, first of all, your energy system, and second, if you know how your energy is speaking to you. Energy is always speaking with you. It's just that a lot of times we are ignoring it or we don't understand what it means. When it comes to energy, time doesn't exist. There is no past, no present, no future. Everything is one. That's why a lot of times intuition can help you even predict the future. The best part is we all have this ability. It's just that our radar has been rusty for a while. Now, in order to clean the radar, we need to do energy work, and that's why I'm going on a call right now with my intuition coach, Amanda. We will do some energy work. She will give me some tools on how to clear my energy, what is a good emotional hygiene practice, and we will see what happens after 7 days. Hello, Amanda. So nice to see you. How are you? Yes. So the main challenge of this week, as you know, every week there is a new focus and a new challenge. This week's focus is to see if in 7 days I can improve my intuitive skills or prediction skills, so these are sensing energy skills. So what do I mean by this? I designed a test with 5 cards that I already did as a pre-test to see what's my baseline. I will see if in 1 week, in 7 days, I can improve this to a significant number, which is gonna be 5 out of 10, which will eradicate randomness. I will see if that's gonna happen by working with an energy coach, with an intuition coach, because I believe we all have intuitive skills. However, there are certain energy blocks that are kind of like messing up the signal, and we cannot really tune into the energy around us and into our intuition. So I believe if we clear these energy pathways, we're gonna have much more clear sense of the energy around us. So that's why I decided to work with you.
Okay, so we're going to be working on your energy, your intuition, improving those skill sets, clearing any of the blocks that might be in the way so that you can access your intuition more correctly. Is that ideal?
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to go quiet every now and then when I'm working out where the energetic imbalances are in your system that may be preventing you from accessing your intuition and a clear line of energy vibration in your system. Some of what we go to do will make sense, but a lot of it may not.
We did an energy sensing session with Amanda, and she was doing a few things that didn't make sense. However, they were definitely having an effect on me.
So make sure you do sip plenty of water over the next few days. That allows you to be more of a clearer vessel. So if ever you're going to be wanting to access your intuition, is to make sure you're well hydrated. And then the other thing is that when you're thinking, oh, have I got a bit of a block here or not, you can use your hand and you can place it over one of like the major chakras. And as you do that and you just run it down, you can see if it feels hot, cold, or a nothingness. If you come across a place and it feels cold, then that's an indication that the energy is not flowing well. So then what I would do, personally, if it was me, I would use both hands on the place where it felt cold. So wherever that is, and I would hold them there for about 1 to 2 minutes. And then I would just scanning down through. And I tend to do the front of the body because it's much easier to access than the back. And the way I see it is energy is all around us. So you can pick it up from the front as well. But when you practice that, what it also does is it heightens your ability to sense and feel with your hands. And these are all the skills that we are born with, but are kind of knocked out of us because they're not the norm. But
and nobody teaches us how to.
Exactly. And I often think if we could bring these skills into schools from the very young age, very young age, what a magnificent difference there would be in the world.
But I have one question when it comes to, for example, sensing energy. I don't know, for example, I want to open a random image generator on the computer and I want to guess the next photo. So how do you approach it? Are you like saying the energy of the next photo is going to be higher than this one or lower, or more happiness, less happiness? Do you have like some structure for me to follow so I can sense and then try to guess?
Okay, so can I just say that you are going way into control there? Because which is absolutely fine. But I also feel that you are kind of on an energetic level setting yourself up to fail. Because, so the reason I say that is if you get it wrong, then, well, I must be stupid. I'm not doing it right. I'm not very good at this. I've got to try harder. So we go then back into some of those beliefs. So I would start off with, is the next photo going to be of a higher vibration to you than this one that I'm seeing? And do it that way. And you have to be mindful when you're going to ask a question like that, it has to be a question that is kind of closed, because that picture maybe say is of a child giggling. Now, you might find that a high vibration, but somebody that's not particularly keen on children might think it's a low vibration. And so you have to be careful. And the only reason I say this is because over the decades, I have tried all of these things and beat myself up, thought I'm no good, all of those things. And then I realized that I was so busy trying to control what that next picture might be so that I was right. And because I had this fear of failure from being a kid, it was almost like I'd kept setting myself up to fail because the criteria that I had was just so big. Everything is a skill and it needs a bit of practice. I know that you will keep doing it until you've got it, but I'm going to ask you to just maybe not be quite so hard on yourself with it. Does that make sense?
Yep, absolutely. And one more thing, I know you have meditations about clearing the energy blocks. Is it a good practice for me, for example, every morning, every day, these 7 days to just clear my energy systems, just do these meditations like a hygiene practice?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you can't be in this world without being affected. Even if you do not watch the news and you don't scroll or anything like that, because of our sensitivity, we're picking up a lot of energy from what's going on around us. And so doing something where you clean your energy field every day, so that can be a meditation, it can be a spray. So like, for example, you've got a spray with some oils in, spraying it in your field, that clears your energy. That vibration clears the field.
Yeah, because I've noticed, for example, if I wake up and I feel anxious for some reason, then when I'm trying to be intuitive, it's anxiety coming up. So I'm
Yes,
feeling, I'm getting like a bad reading on the radar,
yes,
on the radar.
well,
It's like the noise. So I
yes.
want to just remove all this noise so I can see the clear picture.
Absolutely. And that's such a great point, because one of the things if I am not in a good space, I am not a good person to be working with. And that's why I'm always clearing my energy at the beginning of every day. But if I'm in a really funky space, I will actually just say to my clients, do you mind if we just change the day? I've only had to ever do that once in my whole career, but I just knew that it wasn't going to be worth their time and money for me to work with them. People don't quite realize that if you are feeling anxious and you go to start testing something, that anxiety will come across in the testing.
You are such a wonderful coach, wonderful woman with so much integrity and so much care for the client. So I really thank you from my heart.
Oh, you're so welcome. And thank you what you do to actually help to, I say, educate in the way from the warmth and from that space of truth. So thank you too.
Yeah, I won't take more of your day. If you have anything else for me, just let me know.
I will.
Yeah, I wish you all the best. Bye bye. Well, that was unexpectedly powerful. Now let me go drink some water. The test was simple and I decided to use cards. I need to find ace of hearts out of 5 cards out of 10 times and measure how much is gonna be before doing the work with Amanda and the result after 7 days of what Amanda said to me. The whole point is not to guess but to follow the energy and to go wherever the energy leads you with intent to find the ace of hearts. Now why I decided to do the experiment with cards instead of something else, like going to a casino for example? Well, I believe that casinos have already a predetermined margin of profit. Let's say you bet on black, but the machine is programmed that now it needs to take your money, so the outcome of the result will be different just because you bet it will show you red. Also in casinos work experts that know many different tricks on how to make sure that the house wins, and as we know, the house always wins. So casino was not a reliable option for me. Are there games in a casino that I can try that can actually test this? Yes, absolutely, but I will leave that for a future time when I actually master this skill to a much higher level. For now, the test's purpose is to prove whether or not working with an intuition coach can actually increase your intuitive abilities. When I did the pre-test, the baseline test, I kinda struggled. What I read is that usually 1 time out of 10 and 2 time out of 10 are very common, and anybody, if you try at home, you will also have the same results. In order for something to be statistically significant, it needs to be 5 or above 5, meaning that randomness is out of the equation. My wife was much better than me. She was able to sense 3 times out of 10. Now just like any week, this week I also created 3 levels. Level 1 is for me to reach the level of my wife. Level 2 is for me to reach the threshold of something being statistically significant, which is 5, and everything above 5 will be me reaching level 3.
Close your eyes.
I did my energy clearing meditation every morning diligently. And after that, while I was working, I was also listening to sounds that cleanse and purify your chakras. I did this for 7 days. One thing I realized about intuition and sensing energy is that you need to allow the energy to guide you. I was literally giving the intention to my energy to just guide me to the Ace of Hearts, and I was allowing it to guide my hand and stop it where the energy is thinking the Ace of Hearts is, and it was working. From time to time, the mind was activating and it started to want to take control back. So whenever I was trying to sense, the mind was activating and it was saying, I guess it's here. I guess here is the Ace of Hearts. This is all attempt for the mind to gain control back. This is the ego part of you that wants to control things. However, sensing with energy means that you need to shut off this part and just allow the energy, the greater wisdom, to guide you. Things might not make sense to your logical mind, but that's the whole point of intuition, to fully trust your energy. The mind is tricky. It's gonna try to convince you that it knows the right answer. Intuition doesn't speak as loud as your mind. Intuition is more of a guiding force. It literally guides you, guides your hand. The mind speaks to you and it says, it should be here. It shows you images. The whole game when it comes to intuition and sensing energy and predicting is to allow your mind to calm down and to understand how your energy is speaking to you. For some people it's images, for other people it's colors, for other people it's sounds. For me it was like a shadow. I was feeling a sense of shadow over the card that should be Ace of Hearts. And more often than not, it was where the card really was. You can see here clearly how my energy was guiding me to the right card. However, the mind activated and it started saying that it knows where the card is. It started saying, I guess it's in the middle, while the energy was pushing me for the card towards the right. And as you can see, the mind won this time, and I listened to the mind. I opened the middle card, but the Ace of Hearts was actually card next to it, when my energy was initially guiding me. So next I decided to just follow my energy, and the first card it stops on to open it, and it worked. Your energy more often than not will guide you towards the right direction. It might not be surgically correct, but it will be definitely the right direction. Thanks to Coach Amanda, I realized a lot of things about energy and how to use my energy sensing abilities, how to use my intuition. So for anybody that wants to work with Coach Amanda, I will leave all the links in the description for your convenience. And finally, I couldn't believe it that I actually reached a statistically significant result. If nothing else, these first 4 weeks have shown me and you that you can rig the game of life in your favor. Whether it's through manifesting the right opportunities into your life and reshaping your reality on demand, learning new skills literally in days and changing the cards you were dealt, using simple biohacking techniques to enhance your body, to optimize your well-being and double your strength, or even predicting the outcome of things, perceiving what most people cannot even see. All of these are superpowers that we all possess, me and you. And what a beautiful beginning of this superhuman journey. But as I said, this is just the beginning. Because what's coming next, it's gonna be far more demanding, far more shocking, and infinitely more transformative. You have no idea how powerful you are, how powerful we are as human beings. But you will find out.